morning, YouTube world. So today I'm just making a bowl for me, for us actually, or maybe I'll sell it, I'm not quite sure. Just making a bowl just because, and because I want to challenge myself and do something slightly different I've never done before. So I've got this really heavy old chunk of laburnum. This is I bought from Lincolnshire Woodturners Association. Really good guys there. It's obviously been cut to round-ish on a bandsaw, but as you can see there, laburnum. Never turned this stuff before. It feels really flipping hard, but it's got some amazing pattern into it, so I'm looking forward to doing it. But what I want to make is a feature rim bowl. So that's going to be the base, obviously. I'll put the foot in here for it because we've got these two big sides to contend with. They've got to come off anyway. It's definitely not round. It's way out of round. So I think we're going to lose this corner here off by the look of it. And hopefully we'll lose this edge here as well because of the big split that we've got in it. But I'm just going to have to deal with that. That's going to be part of it. We like features. We like having splits and stuff. So my idea is, and yes, it's from a fellow YouTuber that I've seen his videos. He's done quite a few of these feature rims before, and normally they use resin, but I've seen it done with super glue, and I don't have resin, and I'm not very good with resin at the minute. I haven't had much of a practice since throwing my rattle at the pram at it. So the idea is that this will be a simple bowl, very simple, but it'll have a nice wide rim to it, and then coming down to a bowl. And in this rim all the way around, we're going to have wire. So I'm going to strip those 4 cores out of there, and we're going to use 3 of them. And my idea is that the wire then will go basically around the inner rim, inside the rim that I cut out. And then I will fill it with, I think it's probably some aluminium filing, some shot blasting, and then super glue it all, and hopefully it works. But I'm going to do that. But I've got a couple of ideas with the copper, because a lot of people just obviously put it in a vise, twist it on a drill, and get twisted copper going in. I was thinking of trying to plait it. How that's going to work, I'm not quite sure. So how's it going with splitting the wire? Well, I've got this 3-core wire here. As you can see, I've pulled one of them out already. I've just got to get these ones out now. So got all these 3 out of here. I've got enough. I've got way more than enough on the cable to go around the bowl 3 times, because I'm plaiting it. I should think that'd be enough. I don't really know. I'm making it up as I go along. Like normal. So, I'll chuck that in the bin. I excuse the state of my workshop. It's a bit of a mess at the minute, but that's because I've had so many projects on the go, getting a bit overrun with things at the minute. So now somehow I've got to get this out of sheathing off of these, which I'd love to know an easy way of doing that, but I don't think there is one. So let's just things I don't want to cut too much into the wire and start scratching and denting up the wire, because I want that to sand up really pretty. Ooh. See a disabled guy come out of his wheelchair on YouTube. Oh, that'd be a laugh, wouldn't it? And there's a couple of bits where it's really tight and then not tight again. It's actually really difficult to do. So I'm going to do another one just twisting the wire with a drill. Just twist it up and see what we think. So that one's scrap. That's scrap wire. That platin one is scrap. This platin one I think is going to be scrap. We'll keep it just to see. Here's the other snapped bit that came off with another little twist in it. So that'll make a great little whatever. Yep. But then I did the final one, which is here. Oh, it's going all over the place. Now this one's 4 core, so it's all the cores of the cable that I had, 3 core and earth, and I basically kept them nice and straight before twisting them. So we've got a lovely twisted pattern all the way, apart from just there, where the cable must just have been a little bit slack at one point. But then it goes lovely again until towards the end where it's got a couple of little slack bits. But that doesn't matter because that's way more than what I need. My bowl's only going to be about that in circumference. So what I've done is I drilled the 8mm hole for my worm screw. But because this wood's got a great big split running straight across, full width of it, it doesn't run very deep, but it is quite worrying. I've put a load of super glue in the hole. All the way down to the bottom, let it soak in a bit. I'll let it dry quite a bit and then I'm going to screw the worm screw on, or screw the wood onto it. Let's turn on the lathe. Never gets old, that tune. Okay, kind of happy with it, I think. I'm bringing the tailstock up though because as happy as I am, I also think it's kind of lethal. Let's get it set nice and slow spinning first. Oh, we're up at 600, we've got a little bit of wobble, but that's alright. So we'll get it to round at 600 first. That's better. So you guys can see the shape it's coming on. As you can see, I've just marked up for the mortise to go in. Make sure that line's nice and black. Can't miss it. It's a mark for me to remember not to go wider than that. There we go. That's centre stop. This laburnum is very, very hard. I assume it's going to need some sushi. And soon find out, will we? I'll definitely burn in something. Oh, well, it's come out, yeah. That's alright, I'm happy with that. So that's pretty good. Oh, and I filled in this big massive crack here with super glue and sawdust. And I've also filled these ones in with super glue and sawdust. And there was a little long one, there you go, that little long one there. I know I always mention all the products I use. That's because the products I use I like, and I think they're really good. But I am not sponsored by any of the companies. It'd be nice, but I'm not that lucky. I'm not that good yet. One day. Really cool to have that phone call one day. Oh, we'd like to sponsor you. Oh, yes, please. And I'll put it on this outer edge just to see how it turns out. I don't want 800. Right, get rid of that bit of tissue, new bit. Put the lid on Yorkshire grit so you don't knock it over and get it everywhere. It's doing that at 600 RPM now. 700, which is where it was doing it earlier. And I've still not got that fixed. I only bought this lathe in what, November, December last year. And never mind, they are actually working at it, and the way things are at the minute, trying to get things across the world is just a nightmare. So it's not like I've just been left in the lurch, they are actually doing stuff. So and at the minute it is only a noise and vibration, so it's not like it's causing warble or anything like that, which is okay. I can kind of deal with it. I can deal with a bit of noise. So 800 is it? 900, it's still doing it. I get it locked in. Now I can unscrew it. Oh, that weren't ever coming off of there, was it? Yes. Well, I've still got a hell of a lot of weight to it. What's up at 300 RPM? Get the tool rest in place before speeding it up, just in case all hell breaks loose. Fair bit of vibration coming through at that speed. 855 RPM that is. Wow. Pretty sure you guys get the idea. Bring you back in a bit. Well, we're not even halfway there yet. Might be a long old job this one.
Big bits flying everywhere.
Alright. Good though, isn't it?
Yeah, fun.
Look at all that.
Ugh.
If it's coming off like ribbons, at least it's not sawdust.
Yeah. Otherwise it's really fine and it's hard to pick up.
And that's when it gets in your throat. That's when it's not good for you. It's quite cool though, you video me on there, and I'm videoing us on there, for YouTube. And I'm sweating in here. It's too hot.
And you've gone red, so as it is.
I'm not surprised it's red hot in here.
Always your ears go red.
Oh look, all that underneath my watch. God's sake. You're not supposed to be wearing a watch whilst doing this, really.
Just in case you catch it.
Yeah, well, in case you catch it and get stuck with it. I've got loads for you to tidy up, little miss.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Ah.
And all on the floor.
There's an even bigger pile underneath me.
No.
There is, look.
No.
You can never get out of it. Look at all that. Hello.
Hi. Look at all the mess you've made.
I know. It's good, isn't it?
No. Now I have to sweep it all up.
Well, not with me in the way. This is why I have to have a coat on, look. Because I get absolutely covered in it.
Stuck on yourself. It's stuck on yourself.
Stuck on myself, I know. It's stuck everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I make a mess. But that's what it does. Come and have a look at it.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's cool. Look how much mess it makes. You are?
You're going to go like high guys this far.
No, I'm not going to go hi guys.
I like Grandma Jenny. Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
You're a funny little miss.
No.
Yeah. So as you can probably hear, I've got Little Miss in the workshop today, chatting away. That's below centre, that's no good. Don't want your tool rest set below centre, that's when you pop the bowl off. That's better. So, hi guys, we've got the sanding kit here now because it's all ready to be sanded up. So we used the drill with the soft pad on it. I mean, it's all split, this one, it's a bit old. So we've got a soft pad on there, and then you can take the soft pad off and you've got a hard, but it's still got a little bit of flex to it, pad on there. I like the super soft one because it follows the contours of the bowl a lot easier. And that's got hook and grip on it. So then the sanding pads itself, we have here 180, then we have a 240, we've got a 320, a 400, a 600, and then an 800. There you go, all then. Probably go for at least 2 of those on each one. And then you've got the Yorkshire Grip sanding paste, abrasive paste should I say. So we use that first, after all those sandpapers and after sanding sealing it. And then we use the microfine as well. So that goes on there. And then we can finish it with whatever finish we want, which is normally microcrystalline wax for me. That I normally use.
Steady.
Well done, you found it.
I can't believe I found it.
So, yes, I'll be cracking on with that now. I will go for a bit of a sort of montage of it. I won't force you guys to watch it all because it takes me probably at least an hour to polish up a bowl to how I want it, because I'm not, you know, I'm not amazing. I'm not the best in the world at it, so I'm learning all the time. So I'll take my time going through the grits and make sure I'm happy with it. So yeah, okay. See you in a bit. So that's it, up to 800 grit with the sandpaper. Now I've just got to sand and seal it, and then it'll be Yorkshire grit, both the normal Yorkshire grit and the microfine Yorkshire grit. Then that's technically a bowl completely finished. All I'd have to do is turn it over and finish the bottom off, but that's not the end. As you guys know, I'm planning on cutting a rim in here and having a copper band going around inside the rim, which is a bit of a daunting task when I've now got a completely finished bowl up to 800 grit. So we're going to sand and seal it up now with cellulose sanding sealer from Chestnut Products. No, I'm not sponsored. Hopefully one day they might look at my videos and say, do you know what, these worth sponsoring. I'm happy that's all sand and sealed up now. Now time to get the Yorkshire grit on it. So with the Yorkshire grit, I'll show you guys first. So we've got Yorkshire grit. Awesome stuff, I absolutely love it. I haven't used anything else to be fair, but it's just amazing stuff. But with this Yorkshire grit, what I do is we put it on with the tissue first. I get plenty of it on because we're not tight. Oh yeah, a lot more than that. You can hear it sounds like sandpaper. It goes on. Just get it all in on the rubbed in everywhere. And then I've got a cloth which is basically like a Scotch-Brite sort of cloth. It's nowhere near as abrasive as wire wool. It looks a bit like wire wool though, so it's a bit of cloth really. I use it for all the turnings, and that's loaded with Yorkshire grit, the normal one. And what I do is I use that to cut the sanding sealer back, because I don't know why I get these weird shiny stripes if I don't do it, which is a bit weird, but yeah. So I need the machine at about 300 to start with. I'm going to move it around quite a lot. It's not putting any pressure on at all, this isn't. Not a lot anyway. It's about 450 RPM now. Okay, that's enough for that one. So now I can come back to the normal paper that we just used. Get a little bit more Yorkshire grit on it. This one here, look. And we'll do the normal process. With the tissue. So just work the Yorkshire grit in till we can't hear it acting as sandpaper anymore. Because as the Yorkshire grit heats up, what it does, it breaks down, and as it gets knocked together, the little aggregates that's inside it get broken down into finer aggregates all the time. So it's just slowly getting like finer as you're working it, which is obviously like using a coarse grit sandpaper, working its way down to really fine sandpaper. But you're already starting super fine with Yorkshire grit. So I did think about using as a like a buffing pad for the drill with Yorkshire grit on it, like you do for cars when you buff up cars. I thought it'd be a really cool idea, but I haven't really tried it, so I don't know whether I want to risk it. So especially one of these, they're like for car body finishing. I was thinking of just cutting back the edge there so it's a bit more round on the edges, and using that, put Yorkshire grit on it and use it as a buffer. Do you know what? I'm going to be an idiot and I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see what happens. Worst that can happen is I have to cut the I have to sand it down even more to get rid of any swirl marks or anything that I put in it, but I honestly don't think there's going to be any. But I do need to cut that back down a bit because it's that's a bit sharp. Okay. Cut that down like that, look. So it should be just pad getting it all the time, not any edging bits. Bit on the outside of it too. You see? Covered in Yorkshire grit, look. On the drill. Well, I'm not sure, I think that worked. So to 800. Yeah, it's nearly all stopped coming on, look. So let's see what it looks like. Wow, that's pretty. Yeah, you can't see any swirl marks, so that is really cool. So I'm going to do exactly the same again with the microfine one, and I'll bring you back once I've done it. Okay, so this is it done with the microfine Yorkshire grit. I just buffed it all off. We're up to 1400 and it's doing its usual stupid noise. see what it's come out like. Well, that's pretty shiny. And then obviously this rim here is what we're going to be cutting into. So we've got that bowl all lovely and shiny like that. And we're going to be cutting into the rim in a minute. So now kind of like for the scary bit, obviously I've got it all polished up and done on that, which we're fairly happy with. It looks lovely and shiny. Now I'm going to do the worrying part. It hasn't been microcrystalline waxed yet. I haven't done that yet. I'm not sure if I needed to, but yeah, we'll risk it for a biscuit. So what now? The twisted copper that I did, I've cut the end off with the Dremel, so the end's cut off with the Dremel nice and bent it a little bit there, nice and square, so it's square cut as I can get. I didn't want to do it with a pair of pliers or wire cutters or anything because it would slightly crimp the end and I didn't want the end crimped. So that's going to sit in, hopefully, in the edge there like that, all the way around. Well, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I missed the footage or lost the footage. All I've done is use the parting tool to create the recess for the copper to go into. Put my brakes on. I do not want to be dropping this. There we go. Right, I'll go get it cut to size over on the bench over there, then I'll come back and maybe glue it all in with you guys, okay? Right, so that's kind of it. I've managed to get it in. I've put the joint right there and I've put the joint in line with a bit of darker grain, so hopefully the joint will be hidden, and I mean it lines up really, really well. I don't know whether I can lift this up enough to show you guys there. You can see the joint there? Should be able to just see it. If you're eagle-eyed, you will. Now we do have a little bit of a problem I didn't think about because I'm a bit of a dummy like that. Here, where the twist didn't quite go as tight, obviously that means it didn't fit into the hole very well. So what I had to do was actually hammer that in to the hole. Right, so I'm a little bit confused as to what just happened. I'm not sure how much of that was recorded and how much wasn't, because I looked up and the GoPro wasn't flashing as it was recording, so it says I've got a corrupted file. How? Not quite sure. But yeah, if you haven't seen this bit already, I might have to edit it out. I've got the copper ring in. I've banged it in with the 10mm spanner, because my 10mm spanners have slightly rounded ends. My 10mm spanner has rounded ends on them, so all we do is sit your spanner on top of there and then give it a whack with. By the look of it, here needs a bit more, so we'll actually be able to show you how it works. Just go around it like that. The rest of the channel, all around it with super glue, CA glue, which you guys know it as. So go using Gorilla Glue, just what we use here. You know, I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not saying it's an amazing product, although it is quite good. But I haven't actually used this one before, this blue one before. So we'll see what it does. Just says Impact Tough Formula, and it's waterproof, which is the important one, and it's indoor and outdoor use, so that's the one we're going to use. But this stuff is quite noxious and I don't want to be known as a glue sniffer, so unfortunately I'm going to make a racket by having the extractor unit going. Right, so it's the next day. I've left that for 24 hours because that's how long it said it needed to go off. I'm not sure why it's gone white. I mean, it's clear where it's spilt over the top of the wood. It's gone clear. I'm just kind of hoping that it actually is dried clear inside. It's just the very top layer that's dried white. But we won't know that till I get it on the lathe and start cutting it back. So let's get it remounted. Let's see what happens. Oh, really smelly. Fabulous noise. Right, so that's up at 1440 RPM. I'm not getting any more marks off, look, so let's get it turned right down. See what we've come out with. So it's been sanded to 800 grit, then it's been Yorkshire grit with a normal one, and then Yorkshire grit with a microfine, and buffed off, and that's all we've got down to at the minute. Still got any dust in the middle of the bowl. Had a little bit of dust on that. That's microcrystalline wax. Chestnut products again. It's really good stuff. Let me just move you round again, just so I can see what I'm doing. And you guys can see what I'm doing at the same time. I'm going to change the camera mount up onto the wall over there, so you guys will be mounted up on the wall, and you won't be wobbling around like this all the time when I repositioned you, because you'll be solidly fixed to a wall, and then I'll just move you out as and when I need to move you out. Right, that's what this stuff looks like on the inside. Look, it's wax. Plenty of it. And just rub it on the inside of the bowl. Make sure it's fully coated, because you don't want to be buffing off and going, oh no, I missed that bit. I'm not telling you how I know that. That's that all applied. So we've got to wait 20 minutes now for that to set, and then we'll come back, buff it off, and when we come back you guys can see how shiny I can get it. It's 1500 RPM now. Managed to find one? Yeah? Ooh, a green one. Lovely, thank you. I don't think we'll be doing it at 1500 RPM though.
No, because remember last time what happened?
Oh yeah, it got wrapped up, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's really funny when a microfiber cloth gets wrapped up on it. Right then guys, that is it. It's done. That's it. One pretty shiny bowl. Yeah, it's gone quite nice, isn't it, really? Right, so what I need to do is just get the chuck key. Right, well, yeah, I did that all the time. Take it off the lathe. We can have a look at it.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's super shiny, isn't it? In the back, this hasn't been microcrystalline waxed. I don't think it needs to be fair.
No, because it'd be sat down.
Yeah, and it'll sit down like that.
What will we put in it?
I don't know. I just made it. Right, so we're going to go over to the sticker board now and have a chat. Hi guys, back again, usual. So we got a bowl, a thing. I made a thing. Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah, it's amazing, this wood. I love this wood. It's called Laburnum, this wood is, and I've never turned it before. I don't think I've ever seen it before, but it's amazing. The grain pattern on it is like crazy. Oh, you guys can see all of it, look. Absolutely crazy grain pattern on it. Where the indent here is, we're actually very thin. We're quite thin there, but obviously the rim is really fat, as you can see. There's a big fat rim on it. It's quite heavy still because it's really, really heavy wood. I thought when I put it on the lathe, oh, it's a bit heavy. But yeah, it's really, really heavy wood. I've turned quite a thin little base bit, as you can see there, look. So it sits and it's got a little indent there, so it almost looks like it's floating when it's sat on a table. And it sits nice and flat, and my logo hasn't come out quite so well. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. Not quite so good, but it's okay. It's nice, and it's super smooth and shiny, so I'm happy with that. The Yorkshire grit, yet again, done a great job, as it always does. The copper inlay that I've done, which you guys have seen obviously on the camera, it's come out okay. It's not too bad. I've never done one before. I think I'll be a bit braver next time, and if it was with not quite so nice piece of wood, be a bit braver, and I'll do the inlay with aggregate or with the aluminium, which I was going to originally do, but I chickened out. So I'll do the aluminium either side of it next time and see how that comes out. I'll do a bit more of an experiment. This one was, the wood was just too nice for me to risk ruining it, and I chickened out. So sorry. Yeah, no more stickers. No one loves me. Joking. No, I haven't sent any stickers out because I've been crazy busy. And I gather people are busy, so they're busy with their own channels. So I'm happy with what I've got. I'm happy with this because this one will be, well, it's for sale. It'll be up for sale. This one will. But if it doesn't get sold, then it'll be on our dining room table, I think, because it's quite a pretty one. Well, my good lady will probably find some fruit to put in it. But yeah, happy with it. I'm happy with the finish. Happy with how shiny it is. Yeah, just one to test for me. So keep an eye out for the next ones. Got some special ones coming up. Right. Bye for now.